Here's one thing almost no one wants to admit. The real edge is speed. Speed of decision, speed of execution, speed of iteration, speed of implementation always wins. Most founders move way too slow. It's costing them money, momentum, and market share. In this video, I'm going to walk you through what moving fast really means, where most founders lose speed, and how to build a company that actually runs. Let's get into it. Hi, my name is Tamara and I help business owners grow their businesses by streamlining processes and operations. And I'll be talking now why speed matters now more than ever. We live in a business world that changes daily. AI tools emerge overnight. Competitors pivot in weeks. Markets shift in a blink. In this market, moving slow is a liability. Planning for months before making a move used to be smart. Now it's just reckless. Execution is a new strategy. And when you move slow, this is what happens. You lose first mover advantage. Your ideas get copied before they are launched. Your team loses motivation. And worst of all, your feedback loop dies. Speed creates momentum. Momentum compounds. That's your edge. What moving slow looks like. You might be thinking, I'm not slow, I'm just thoughtful. But here's what too slow is really like. You sit on decisions because you're too afraid of being wrong. You overplan product launches instead of shipping MVPs. You wait to hire even when the need is obvious. You avoid hard conversation with underperformers. You're stuck in meetings instead of making moves. I worked with dozens of founders. Many of them had great ideas, but even the ones that haven't had that much of a great idea, but they just had speed. They had a grit that I'm gonna succeed, or there's no failure is not an option. They succeeded in the end. And high-speed founders, they make fast, reversible decisions. Test live instead of theory. Get the first version out, even if ugly. Ask for forgiveness instead of permission. And it's not reckless, it's calibrated speed. And let's clear something up. Speed does not equal chaos. And moving slow does not mean safety. Speed is a discipline. There is reckless speed, shipping huge features without testing. And there is strategic speed, shipping small, reversible tests constantly. Think of it like this. Amazon doesn't move fast because they are chaotic. They move fast because they engineered systems for rapid experimentation. If your organization cannot separate big bets from small tests, speed will always feel risky. Let's talk about why founders move slow. And let's be honest, most of the slowness is mental. Here's what's really behind the slow decisions. Perfectionism. You're afraid to be seen failing. Fear of judgment. You want everyone to approve it. Control issues. You micromanage because you don't trust the team. Scarcity thinking. You're afraid of wasting money testing quickly. The false complexity. You make things harder than they are. The best founders I've seen kill this pattern. They don't aim to be right. They aim to learn. Action beats overthinking. Progress beats perfection. And that's the game. Now, if you wonder how to build a fast-moving company, your tactical edge is systems plus speed. So how do you actually make your company move faster? Here's what I recommend. Make decisions faster. Use 70% rule. If you have 70% of information, make decision. Focus on reversibility. Many decisions aren't final. Shorten your feedback loops. Bi-weekly customer interviews. Review team performance monthly. Reduce internal friction. Kill meetings that don't lead to action. Use async updates instead of calls. Build clear SOPs so people don't have to wait for direction. Empower your team to act. Let them make decisions without needing 3 approvals. Define outcomes, not just tasks. Track velocity. How fast do you ship? How fast do you fix issues? How fast do you hire and fire? Speed isn't just about going fast. It's about reducing drag. There is one DTC brand I helped launch. They shipped version 1 in their site in 10 days. It was ugly, but it worked. They iterated 6 times in 2 months and got conversion to 3.2%. Another founder took 6 months perfecting product packaging, launched late, and had to discount because he was chasing the trend, and the market attention has shifted. My own experience is when I helped lead an operation reset in $50 million revenue e-commerce brand. And our first goal wasn't cost cutting, it was speed. We built faster approval chains, cut standing meetings, and moved from task lists to 2-week execution sprints. Within 3 months, team morale was up, lead times were down, and projects that were stuck for months were live. If you can't move fast, you just won't win. Because fast means you're learning faster than the market. You're building a culture of ownership. You're resilient to change. You don't need to be a unicorn, but you do need the momentum. If this resonated and you know that your company is moving slow, let's fix it. I worked with founders and operators one-on-one to streamline operations and unlock speed without chaos. Click the link in the description to book a discovery call. As you know, I only work with a few clients. Okay, and now let's introduce some research and data about the speed and why it's so important. So, number one, speed equals survival in startups. According to a report by McKinsey Company, the companies that reallocate resources quickly are 2 times as likely to outperform their peers in total shareholder returns. Source: McKinsey. Agility, it rhymes with stability. Companies that wait for perfect data or analysis before acting often fall behind. Agile organizations can adjust plans 5 times faster than traditional ones. Number 2, VC-backed startups prioritize speed. Research from Harvard Business School showed that early-stage startups that iterated quickly, even with imperfect products, MVP, like I keep saying, were more likely to pivot successfully and avoid failure. Source: HBS Working Knowledge, Why Startups Fail. Number 3, The Myth of the Perfect Plan. In his book, The Lean Startup, amazing book, by the way, you have to read it if you have, it's a must for every founder. Eric explains that most startups fail not because of lack of planning, but because of wasting time building things nobody wanted. 100%. Speed of feedback is the cure. I still don't get it. Why are people so afraid of testing? They would rather go into production and see it's not working than test and realize quickly that their idea is not supported by the market. His concept of build, measure, learn promotes releasing fast even if it's not perfect. Number 4, big tech moves fast too. Amazon's famous motto under Jeff Bezos was, "We are willing to be misunderstood for long periods of time," but internally, Bezos pushed for high-velocity decision-making. If you're good at course correcting, being wrong may be less costly than you think, but being slow is going to be expensive for sure. Want me to read that again? If you're good at course correcting, being wrong may be less costly than you think, but being slow is going to be expensive for sure. And it's funny because slowness is usually connected to big companies that have thousands of employees. And I don't know why even way smaller companies are slow. They should be jet ski. Number 1, speed and growth are linked. Bain & Company found that companies that make decisions quickly and execute fast grow revenue 30% more than their slower competitors. Source: Bain Decision Insights, Fast and Effective Decision Making. I once worked with a founder who had everything lined up. Cash in the bank, good margins, a clear market. But they just couldn't get out of their own way. It took them 3 months to finalize just a landing page. 6 weeks to decide on hiring a critical ops role. Meanwhile, probably their competitors scaled, launched, iterated, and God knows what in those 3 months. And guess who won? Well, the other guy. Not because he was smarter, not because he had more money, just because he moved fast. Your edge isn't in your ideas. Your edge is in your speed. Make that your unfair advantage. If you're serious about scaling smarter, do subscribe, because I make videos like this every week. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys. Stay sharp and see you in the next one.